So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. In the last 2 months, I suddenly developed an unexplained interest in reading, watching and researching on how Nigerians and some other African nationals set out to Europe via land. I have watched of videos featuring Libyan returnees recount their horrific experiences on how they were trafficked, sold, kidnapped, raped, tortured, starved, just in a bid to cross, as they put it. And very honestly, I have felt the desire to speak about this menace, but I just couldn't find the right opportunity until this horrible story of Deborah Yusuf made it out. Deborah is a young Nigerian girl who was trafficked to Libya for prostitution and was pushed down from a 3-story building to her death by her madam, Princess Jemiu. But before I go on to tell you more about Deborah's story, let me explain in details this movement to Libya and this risky cross to Europe that leaves many of our youths maimed, scarred, and sometimes dead. This journey first starts with a friend or a relation linking an interested person to an agent known as the connection man. That's the fancy language. In simple English, the trafficker. These interested persons then pay sums of money varying and ranging from 300,000 to up to ₦1,000,000 to these traffickers to arrange their trip. These people then leave their respective cities of residence with no international passports, no visas, and no flight itineraries, and embark on a long road trip to Kano State, a border state in northern Nigeria that shares a boundary with Niger Republic. When they arrive their destination in Kano, a motorcycle has already been arranged for them, and they board this motorcycle, 2 persons to 1 bike, including the driver. That's 3 persons. And they embark on a very long and bumpy ride through the interiors of the villages that will take them from Kano State to cross the Niger border illegally. When the cross to Niger Republic is successful, they are then loaded into a van without seats on the floor, like farm animals. And the sitting arrangement is usually this way: you sit, you open your legs, another person sits in front of you, that person opens his leg and the next person sits, and they're just loaded in like poultry. And the second phase of this journey begins. Now, these people are of 2 categories. The first category are people, mostly women, who voluntarily want to take to prostitution outside the shores of Nigeria, or were tricked with a better job, such as a sales representative job, and their destination is Libya. The second set of people are people who want to take Libya as a route, but their final destination in mind is Europe. Their aim is to take the Mediterranean Sea as refugees and get access into Italy or Germany. So there at the outskirts of Niger Republic, these people embark on another trip to Agadez, the state's capital. Upon arriving Agadez, they will be made to buy some quick survival supplies, such as gallons of water, gari, grains, and some outfits suitable to shield them from the burning temperature of the desert. They are then again loaded at the back of a hillocks, like poultry birds, and off they venture into the Sahara Desert, one of the hottest, deadliest, anti-life places in the world. On this risky journey, a good number of people do not even make it out alive. Some people fall off the vehicle, which moves at an exceedingly high speed, and of course the drivers never stop to pick up anybody that falls. Some others die from starvation and dehydration. This journey through the Sahara Desert is no child's play, and sometimes it can last for up to 4 days. Many people do not make it out alive. Many people have narrated their harrowing experience on how they had to survive drinking their own urine or even begging others for their urine. Some people have their vehicles develop a fault in the middle of the desert. One particular lady I would not forget recounted how she had to feed off her menstruation to survive in the Sahara Desert.
Your body again, it's as if you have short of blood. What survived me in desert was my menstruation. I lick my menstruation to survive.
You did what?
I lick my menstruation. My menstrual pain came out then with full force That was the first day I experienced my menstruation to come out with full force. The thing was just come out. I just, hey, I used my hand to catch the blood coming out of my vagina, and I was licking it. I'm telling you the reality. Ask those people that passed through that place. It was our menstruation that sustained us.
If you think that this ordeal in the desert is the last of it, you better think again. Because when they finally arrive in Libya, their woes begin. You see, Libya is a lawless, war-torn country. And after the fall of Gaddafi, it has been written off as a failed state. There is no rule of law in existence, and everybody is a government and a military of their own. In Libya, most Nigerians face the most difficult times. They are sold from one place to another, forced to call their impoverished families in Nigeria for ransom. They are beaten morning, afternoon, and night non-stop, worse than animals, with pipes, metals, brick, whatever, just name it. They are shot at, killed at will, tortured with all sorts of things, including electrocution. Women get sodomized and raped like it's going out of fashion. They are starved, most times going days without food or water. And they are imprisoned, going from one facility to another and made to undergo the worst form of inhumane treatment. It is in Libya that a good number of people that didn't die in the desert end up losing their lives due to torture, disease, or outright execution. Many people get stuck in Libya, shuttling from one trafficker to another, one connection house to another, one prison facility to another, and eventually they get deported back to Nigeria, scarred, broken, and penniless. Some others get the opportunity to cross, setting out on another suicide mission through the Mediterranean Sea on a balloon boat called the Lapa Lapa. On this balloon boat, befitting of not more than 8 people to ride on a swimming pool, more than 150 Africans are loaded on this balloon and pushed into the Mediterranean with no life jackets, no plan, but a rescue ship. On the Mediterranean Sea, a lot of people fall off this balloon and drown due to the high and heavy tides of the sea. Sometimes the boat deflates and sinks and everybody aboard loses their life. Other times they wander on the sea, hopeless, for days with no food, no water, and no help until they give in to fate. And on few other occasions, the lucky ones get a rescue ship come to their aid and save them. So you can appreciate the degree of risk and turmoil that many Africans, Nigerians especially, put themselves through just to seek greener pastures in Europe. Pastures that are not even guaranteed. And despite tales, gory tales of returnees who had taken this route before them, every week, hundreds and hundreds of Nigerian youths embark on this suicide mission. The case of Deborah is not very different from what I have recounted so far. But unlike the lucky ones who make it across the Mediterranean Sea to Europe, Deborah's journey ended in Libya. Either because she was trafficked to Libya solely for the aim of prostituting in Libya with or without her consent, or maybe on her way to Europe. She was truncated. Truncate is a term they used to describe kidnapped. So she was kidnapped and sold and maybe could not pay her abductors. Hence, they had to sell her into sex slavery. Living in connection houses and prostituting in Libya is one of the most tragic experiences any young girl should ever be made to face. First, they are mandated to take an oath to repay their debts. So hairs from their head and their private areas are mostly taken, and they are made to swear that every kobo that they owe their madam must be paid. The average girl like Deborah is made to sleep with and satisfy a minimum of 4 to up to 15 men daily, each session costing less than $3. This they go on doing every day, every week, every month for years, giving up their bodies for sports to seek twisted, perverted Arabs, also known as the Arabos, most of whom nurse a deeply rooted hatred for blacks. So Deborah continued in this line, determined to pay off her debts and settle her madam until she felt she had had it up to her neck and couldn't take it any longer. After all, according to some quarters, Debbie wasn't outrightly told that she was coming to Libya to prostitute. Rather, they offered her an employment opportunity as a domestic staff. So Deborah felt like she has had it up to her neck and she couldn't take it any longer. Hence, she decided to make that one decision that would eventually cost her her life. She revolted against her madam. Details are quite sketchy as to the form the revolt took. Whether she ran away from the connection house, or she expressly refused to sell her body any longer, or maybe she wasn't remitting funds as she's supposed to or as expected of her. But what is clear is that as punishment for her behavior, her madam, Princess Jamiu, pushed her off a 3-story building and she fell to her death. It's good to know that Madam Princess has been arrested by law enforcement agencies and she will be made to face the full wrath of the law for human trafficking and for murder. But equally is the importance for some sort of awareness to be created on this dangerous illegal migration our young people are embarking on in the hope of getting greener pastures, in the hope of securing decent jobs in these Arab countries, only to be trafficked and sold into sex slavery. It is important for the government, especially the Minister and Commissioners for Women and Children Affairs. It is important for NAPTIP, which is a regulatory body charged with the function of mitigating or, if possible, stopping this trafficking of human beings in Nigeria. It is important for private institutions, individuals like you and I, to keep talking and raising awareness about this epidemic that is fast ravaging our society. Deborah's case is just one out of thousands. We only got to hear of it because it made it out to social media. Every day, our girls, our African girls, get trafficked, drugged, raped, beaten, starved, tortured, and killed in these Arab countries: Dubai, Oman, Libya, Saudi Arabia. And the sooner we realize that this is a national menace that needs addressing, the better for all of us. Please do let me know all your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about this illegal movement? What do you think about this trafficking? What do you think about Deborah's story? How do you think that this can be controlled or mitigated? What are your experiences? Do you have any? Have you heard of anybody who has gone through this route? What is your advice and contribution? Please drop in the comment section. So thank you so much, guys, for watching and listening. Don't forget to drop all your thoughts in the comment section. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay glued for a lot more. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.